Oh, hey, the lads, everyone! Welcome to a new show. We are the Four Maxketeers, man. This is the first ever show, and it wasn't even. I'll be honest, I wasn't even playing. I just texted these guys, "Let's get on it," and uh, and yeah, I mean, I just felt like we needed to do this show. Roy texted and said, "Are we doing any shows?" The Derek, he was a little busy in his bedroom. I won't say what he was doing when I called him. He
With a tub of
he's
a
he
tub of
scared me.
Vaseline.
He scared me, man. He had no shirt on, so he was a little bit busy, but anyways, and so we usually we haven't been doing the show on Sunday for a long time, but last night's result was tough to
Shite.
digest. Yeah, to say the least, tough to digest. And of course, we didn't have Paul yesterday. By the way, yesterday's show was a hit. Was a freaking hit. Over 2,000 people, I believe, watched that one or close to it, and just a lot of people wanted to have their say. We were really, heated from the performance last night, and today we might still be heated. To be honest with you, I mean, I haven't gotten over some of the stuff that was going on the pitch, but ultimately, you can still come on, have your say, or chat in the comment section, and of course, we'll be showing your comment or reading your comment. But the title of this show, I'm going to address it. It's is Eddie Howe in trouble? Um, a lot of people might not like that title. A lot of people might think, why would you even be doing that show? Why would you even think? You know what I mean? The title doesn't say that Eddie Howe should get sacked, but let's be honest, he's definitely feeling the pressure, and the pressure is going to be. It's even more now against Blackburn Rovers. Blackburn is going to play this match at home, and it's going to play this match. I mean, like just like any other match, but Newcastle, we have a lot of pressure on our squad and our manager. What happens if we don't win this match? And again, tomorrow we're going to have the NUFC Insiders panel debate show, and we're going to be sort of doing a preview of that with the lineup and all that stuff. But in this show, I want to talk about Eddie Howe and how he can turn things around. Is there still does he have time? And of course, we're gonna talk about that. Let me start with Paul. Paul, first of all, we didn't get your thoughts on the game last night, and I would love to hear your perspective on what you think happened, and yeah, just your point of view.
Well, yeah, when we were doing the thing reactions backstage to it yesterday, and it was
Yeah,
just from the first minute, literally from the first minute, we were already on the back foot. A corner within 30 seconds, if that probably actually less. Then another corner, and then we just kind of went too early to that back. I know we can do it well, but we went to that kind of defensive shape within the first 2 minutes, and we just kind of told Arsenal, "There you go, just keep coming at us. We'll just block and block and block, and hope we get lucky." Isaac might as well have been back injured. You might as well stay on the bench. How little and it's not just all his fault, but we saw the average positions at half time. I think Almiron was the most forward. Isaac was playing defensive midfielder at times. It was a joke of the first half. I mean, the second half. I know Eddie Howe's kind of put a bit of dust on it, sprinkle dust, to saying that it was slightly improved. I mean, yeah, okay, it was slightly better than the second half. First half, but not by a lot. I'm sorry, it wasn't. Eddie Howe was making out that the second half was this magic sort of. We were really, really better. I don't think we were that much better. I know Willett came on and scored a great goal, but Arsenal weren't really. They were playing with us in the second half. Roy was saying it backstage. They've got the 2-0 and they know it's easy. They turned it into a training game. They just passing it around. They were in second gear, third gear. They weren't playing like they were in the first half. You can't play out for 90 minutes anyway. You knock yourself out. But we'd lost the game at 1-0. I hate saying that, but we'd already thrown in the towel, and too many big players had a game off. Botman, don't know what he's doing. Shah was not very good. Longstaff, my God, this guy. I mean, I do love him at times, but when he's bad, he's bad. He stinks the place out, and he was really bad yesterday. Miley's a young kid, can't blame him. Karius did fine. I've seen some people blame Karius for a few of the goals. I mean, maybe the
Luke,
fourth when he kind of
yeah,
doesn't catch it properly, possibly.
yeah. Luke,
You
Luke,
know,
Luke Edwards blamed him for two of them.
yeah.
What a knob.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I think if you're being ultra harsh, maybe the fourth goal when Karras kind of has it in his hands and it goes through them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but
that's pretty
the,
harsh,
the,
Alex. It's,
the ball deflected within a
you know what
meter,
I mean? Like it's
meter
a
and a
very
half.
harsh one to put it on him. But yeah, I just thought we were poor, and you know, all departments really we were poor. I mean, Miggy had a he had a one on one, and he did Miggy
Oh,
things and just kind of did nothing. Isaac had one show of quality, and then came straight off. That's not obviously fitness. I get it. And then yeah, like I said, the only positives I can take is that Willock looked good. Karras looked okay, like he looked, you know, he looked like a bit more commanding in the box than Dubravka does. And I thought Gordon was all right. That's the only positives I can take. I don't know about anything else I can take positive from the game because Arsenal steamrolled us. They really did. You know, they were on about a revenge. Well, they got it now.
Yeah. Roy, is Eddie Howe in trouble?
if we don't beat Blackburn, he is. There'll be question marks. Um, the hierarchy, I think, we'll probably be analyzing the whole season so far and think, okay, we're going to blame the injuries a lot. Now he's got almost everybody back. Now, if we look at the first 11, who's missing? Tonali, okay, Joelinton, and Wilson. That's it. Those three. But those three are missing. Fine. But against Blackburn, who are on the same level as Sunderland. So we should win that game. If he doesn't win that game, he's in trouble because ownership is going to be like, look, mate, there's something wrong there. Is he losing the dressing room? Botman looked horrendous yesterday. Like he didn't look really happy or bothered when he came off. We like Eddie Howe, so I don't want people to start coming, oh, you're anti Eddie Howe and stuff. We're not. We want him to succeed. We all love him. Everyone knows what he's done. The first season kept us up. Second season, top four. This season, we're still higher than we usually are before the takeover. But Steve Bruce football, after spending almost 300 million, is not acceptable. We've spent 300 million, and we're still playing. What, 4 or 5 of those players? Where's that money gone? That's not money well spent. Um, Imagine if someone gave Steve Bruce 300 million. Just like, imagine. I'm not defending Steve Bruce. He's useless. Imagine someone gave Steve Bruce 300 million and he still can't get a win. He's still got a team that can't put 2, 3 passes together. We rode our luck in the last 4 games, and some people are saying, "Oh, we haven't undefeated in 5 games." But we drew 4-4 against Luton at home. Beat Fulham away in the cup. We beat Villa somehow, but if you look at the whole game, we were absolutely lucky there. So the result covered all the negatives in the game. So we rode our luck.
Yeah.
And one more thing, we finished top 4 last year. We overachieved. That's our side. The other side was Spurs were horrendous. Liverpool was shit. Chelsea still shit. So what's happened this season is those two are back to their normal form, and they're in the top 4. And did you see Liverpool today? I hate I hate Turkey Teeth me. I hate it. I can't stand him. But he had 6 or 7 teenagers on the team today.
Yeah.
So no matter what you say about this guy, what he's done today, amazing.
He trusts
He
his
beat
youth, doesn't he? Yeah, trust him.
Yep. He's got those kids on. Beat Chelsea. That Chelsea squad cost $1 billion or something, whatever. He had the kids on, and he beat them. We went and got one kid on loan, and he doesn't get a game. Well, I mean, we've done it with Miley anyway. So. So that's what I think.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about this season. Our biggest positive this whole season was Miley, because if Tonali wasn't suspended, we wouldn't have seen him. He had a little cameo the last game against Chelsea last season, and we thought he was okay. Um, he's the biggest positive this year. But with Eddie Wood,
Um,
if Tonali was fit,
yeah. Mighty win, Derek. You've changed your perception on Eddie after last night, but actually he made a change. But thank you, Michael, for subscribing to the show, and everybody else that's doing that. Sometimes I can't see them, but anyways, thank you, and please smash the like button so we can get as many people to come on the show. Derek, what are your perspective, man? You seem let down by Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Eddie has got huge amounts of credit in the bank for what we were when he took over and getting the top four last year. And I have defended him solidly all season because of the injuries that we've had. People say you got injuries on, you can't use injuries as an excuse. Well, I think you can. However, what you've got to try and do is make the best of a bad job when you've got the injuries that he's got. And to me, he just doesn't seem to be learning. Playing those three again in midfield was never going to work at Highbury, at the Emirates. And I was certain he would have learned his lesson and went with five at the back. Or five in midfield. 4-5-1, 5-4-1, whatever. And he hasn't. And we've been well and truly turned over, as I predicted would happen if we went with the same three in midfield and no change to the shape. So it worries me greatly now that he just isn't learning from his mistakes. He bowed to pressure to replace Burn with Tino because can you imagine Saka running at Burn? Well, just look what Saka did running at Tino. And I tell you what, they wouldn't have got that first goal if Dan Burn had been in the middle defending the.
There we go. So now it was going to be a somber show until he had to do it because that's his play in every show to piss me off and get me talking. And so now you're going to blame that one kid that made a mistake on the one match that he got an opportunity to come into, compared to Byrne that has played all season, unless he was hurt.
with hundreds of cock-ups.
Tino's made a mistake every time he's come on. Tino has been beaten by the winger every game. Or Benny beat him against Luton. They should have got the winner and we should have got nothing. Menemy, or what do they call it? Menenemy, or whatever, the Forest.
The first guy. But
no,
I'll tell you this.
sorry, and the Bournemouth guy,
Oh.
when he came on, he done him there as well, and they should have scored. Tino v. Byrne. Listen, Tino's a better footballer and Tino's faster, but he hasn't got the brain and he hasn't got the physique of Byrne. But anyway, that's water under the bridge now. What he should have done was run five at the back.
Yeah.
With Tino on the left, outside hand.
Well, but okay. So it doesn't. To be honest with you, it doesn't matter if you put 4, 5, 10, whatever it is in the back. The attitude of the players was something to question last night. I'm gonna be a devil's advocate, and I'm gonna just put the seed out there. If I'm a bad if I'm a person with bad intentions to try to instigate something, I can use this game and say these guys don't give a damn about their manager because of the way they're playing. Because I saw no attitude whatsoever. And the reason why I don't firmly say that that's what I think is because obviously I've watched these players enough to know that I don't think that's in their gene. But I mean, anybody that a stranger that watches this match last night could have said, "Damn, you know, these guys don't want their manager gone." And you know, and I'm just putting it out there. Um, but I
No,
also will say,
that's one thing that hasn't happened. He has not. I don't believe for 1 second he's lost the dressing room. But I'll tell you what.
well, you said it was Botman coming off.
Botman and Bruno with whatever 10 minutes to go. That was just a public humiliation. Now, whether that's his way of man management, I don't know.
He
But
was
I
he was
thought that
protecting Bruno. He was protecting Bruno because
He doesn't want
game
a
was
yellow
gone.
card.
Game was gone. He might get a
Yeah.
yellow. Take him
Yeah.
off. But keep him off 10 minutes and do what? Even Messi was on. We're not gonna come back.
No.
So yeah, he did the right thing there. Botman was shit yesterday.
he was,
Yeah.
huh?
And
Terrible.
then
Terrible.
sometimes if you don't punish these players, he's gonna think, yeah, it doesn't
You know,
matter
this
what
is
I do next game.
this is a good point right here that the Billy makes. He obviously, you know, it was a 4-5-1. So I'm not necessarily 4-5-1. Isak up. Who would be the 5? Because when you Billy, are
Well,
you saying that Gordon was staying back and Almiron? Yeah, I did see Almiron in the midfield a lot, which that's
for me, 4-5-1 is very similar to 4-3-3. So your one is the middle one.
yeah.
Your two wingers just drop into midfield.
But
It
to his
hasn't
point,
changed the shape much.
if you don't train a certain formation, like a line of 5, I have heard many managers in Spanish and English say it's not an easy formation, and you have to practice it. So if you're gonna
Yeah.
put 5 defenders in the back, well, you know, line of 5 in the back, because Tino is obviously going to be forward and Trippier is going to go forward. It's not if you don't train at it, it's not as easy just switching overnight. So that's what you wanted, Derek. And maybe
I
He,
think
yeah.
he didn't do that. He didn't do that. He went 4-3-3.
Yeah, but I'm saying you wanted him to do
Yeah.
that, but maybe he thought I'm not going to do that because, damn, you know, I might lose. Which, by the way, we lost 4-1, so I don't know if it could have been worse than that.
it would, no way we would have lost that game 4-1 if he went with 5.
The thing
Thing
is,
is, yeah.
when you don't have a conviction to say, you know what, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it like that. Like you said, you said something in the virtual pub that we had. We were watching the game, by the way, together, and but you said something off air that I'm going to say live. That you said if Steve Bruce was on and he was managing this team, he would get obliterated by every fan in the world, and also Steve Bruce would have. He's famous for having shite teams and shite, you know, just teams that don't play good at all. That you want to put hot sauce in your eyes, but at least he knows how to do it well.
He
I
knows
guess you
how to
could say.
park the bus.
Right. He parks the bus and the train, the subway, and everything else there. So, but when you don't have a conviction, you don't know which way you're going, then you're gonna get caught in the middle. You know what I mean? You're not doing anything good, not attacking, not defending, and that's what happened last night. 4 goals in, it was too easy for Arsenal. And let's be honest, if it was 7-0, it wouldn't have been no surprise. I mean, because
No, mate, it was a training session for them at
Yeah.
times. It really was. They were like I said in the second half. You know, I think they kind of just put. You know, Arteta's probably told them, lads, Newcastle ain't here today. Put the brakes on a little bit. You know, keep your fitness, keep the ball. You know, we'll probably score a couple more, but don't overexceed yourself because we've got another game coming up. This one ain't the important one. You know, I wouldn't be surprised that was his talk at half time because it's not. You know, Arsenal weren't exactly like going gun ho like they were in the first half, and they still outplayed us. You know, I know they're a good team and they've been in good form. They have, like, you know, they smashed Burnley with 5. They smashed who was it before that? Was it Nottingham Forest or something like that? They smashed another 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever it was. So they've been scoring for fun, and I know the Champions League game was a bit poor from them, but they were always going to respond to that. And the added factor that, you know, they were whinging about the last game ahead of us. There's that little bit of spice there as well with Arteta. I can't stand seeing him celebrate. It does my head in. For all the teams to get beat by as
How
well.
we deserved it though.
Oh yeah, we did.
But mate, I've got a funny stat here. It's actually scary.
Oh no.
So I'll do the normal stuff first, and then I'll go to the scary bit.
Okay.
Arsenal finished the game with 55% ball possession, of course, because they went on second gear. Oh, 1 sec. I think my food's here. 1 sec. I'll be back.
Go
1
on,
second.
go on, get your food, man.
1 sec.
Yeah, and well, let's go with some guy. Billy says, "How was it 4-3-3, Derek? When Gordon and Almiron hardly set foot in the other half, it was a definitely 4-5-1 or even a 4-5-0 because Isak
did.
spent most of the game in our half
He
too.
did. He was mainly a defensive midfielder for most of the game.
To no fault of Isak as well, because Isak was trying to, he's going to come down and trying to get something, and which actually he did in one play in the second half. But Derek, you want to respond to that?
Well, if you look at the average positions, Miggy was the furthest one forward. He was in front. He was in front of Isak. If you look at the average positions for the game, Miggy was the furthest forward. But it was because we're under the cosh all the time, because they were just strolling through the midfield as if it wasn't there.
But the one thing that could be said is that you said that he hasn't lost the locker room. I don't think he has either. But
I don't think he
I-
has, but I'll tell
but-
you, you'll see the big cock up in a minute here that I discovered.
okay, go ahead. Well, if you're ready, you go ahead and eat your chicken too if
Yeah.
you need to, man. I don't.
No. I'll have to get this out first.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
Arsenal controlled the game, obviously. Yep. So they had most of the ball, and they finished the game on 55% ball possession. It was about 70 something in the first half. So they went on second gear in the second half. So
Well, always second half with a substitution
So-
from it.
now this is a shocking thing. The team attacking, the team with the ball attacking, committed 15 fouls. The team defending, who can't get the ball, 6 fouls the whole game. And how many yellow
What?
cards did Newcastle get? Yeah, we only committed 6 fouls yesterday.
Bloody
Arsenal
hell.
committed 15 fouls. The team with the ball committed 15 fouls. The team without the ball, who's parked the bus or whatever that shit we parked yesterday, 6 fouls. 0 yellow cards Newcastle yesterday. Very nice, guys. What the fuck are you doing? So
Wow.
you remember, and then Arsenal had 1 yellow card when who is it? I think it was against Almiron, wasn't it?
It's like in the 6th minute, wasn't it? It was pretty early.
Yeah, it was early. It was was it Odegaard?
Yeah,
was
it was
Odegaard.
Odegaard.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
So-
Odegaard was the yellow card.
So you remember when all this thing we get every day onto when you criticize something and you get but don't forget where we came from, and we always wanted a team that tries.
I can't stand that.
I'm not bothered about a team that wins. We don't want a team that wins. We want a team that tries. You don't flipping tell me that was trying yesterday.
Oh,
I'll be, mate, some of us would love to have the shirt on for 5 minutes on the pitch there. So
Yeah.
So you're the one parked the bus. You're the one with 6 fouls the whole game. What, are you not fast enough to just go and tackle the bastard?
mm,
So that is the shocking thing.
yeah. No,
So
like
what happened?
biting.
What happened to the intensity we had last year? And or you know what it is? I'm sick of this alternate shitty left foot on the right foot on the left to start with,
Now,
because otherwise you don't need a centre forward because you don't cross the ball to him
I
anymore.
agree.
Your 3 midfield, Miley. I'll never say anything bad about Miley because he's a little kid. He's still growing. He's probably gonna still got another couple of inches to grow as well. I'm talking about the other twat on the other side who doesn't do anything, coward, and we only love him because he's a Geordie. He's fucking shit.
long stuff.
And and yesterday he posted something or before the game and stuff and getting battered and stuff. So 6 fouls, man, 90 minutes.
Well, that shows that's proof of what I said earlier about the attitude. These players didn't have an attitude. You know what I mean? That's one thing that you cannot negotiate. You can be tired. You can be injured. You can not know what the hell the manager is telling you to do. But ultimately, one thing that you cannot negotiate is attitude. And you know, at some point in time,
Yeah.
if you cannot play football no more, then bodies need to be dropped. Somebody, you know what I mean? You got to show something. You got to show some type of love for the shirt. And I'm not saying that these guys don't, but I'm saying that in this match in particular, it was very tough to see, and you can actually see some of them confused. And I don't know why, because honestly, we've been criticizing the formation didn't really change. So I really don't understand why they look so confused. And I'm not going to buy this atmosphere that Arsenal. You know what I mean? I don't. That's to me. That's nonsense. Um, and so I have no idea, and that's why my question is, um, we're looking at a match again. We're going to do the preview tomorrow, but if something wrong happens Tuesday, is Eddie Howe in trouble? And that's a legitimate
Well,
question.
Well, if they don't play good, we might play good and something might happen and not win the game. Things happen in football. They need to play good to start with. We need to see a glimpse of last season. But I'm not going to say even this season before the injuries, because we won the first one against Villa, which was 50-50 until Mings got injured. People forget that. Second game got battered against Brighton. Full team, no one injured. Full team, Tonali, everybody was there, everyone. Liverpool, 10 men, 70 minutes almost. They played with 10 men for 70 minutes. We're 1-0 up. We got beat. No one's saying anything. That's not genius football, that. And guess what happened? I'm not going to say we're unlucky, because I know Miggy.
That was a freak result, that.
He did two stupid subs. He took his best two players on who were on that day. If you go watch that game again, who were the best two players that day? Tonali and Gordon. He took them both off. And you can see Clippity Cloppy Turkey Teeth smiling. He's like, I got him. They bring Nunes on, boom, boom, 2 long balls, done. Midfield was gone. There's now on the left, finish. Who stays on? Guess who stays on? Miggy. Who could have scored 6 or 7 goals that day. Can't hit the flipping barn door, man, from 5 yards out. And what happens? Next game he plays. The next game he plays. Shite.
Yeah.
And that was before injuries, before Tonali was suspended, nothing. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying what happened. I'm just saying exactly what happened. Brighton, we got battered, man. Last year against Villa, we got battered. It was identical. Bournemouth this year, identical, battered. The worst one, I don't think yesterday was the worst one. Forest was the worst one at home.
Yeah.
Chris Wood, Mimir scores hat-trick. Flipping heck. You fucking hell, man. There's more chance of me ending up with Scarlett Johansson before he gets another hat-trick in his life.
Well, I do.
Scarlett, if you're watching this,
go ahead, man. DM the king of Qatar. You're gonna be living in gold.
I don't think Penny's gonna mind, but there you go. Because she knows I love Scarlett.
Derek, man, you've been awful quiet, mate. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you haven't had a drink yet. Maybe
get the wine out. So.
Maybe you're upset that you do have to agree with me. Maybe that's what's gotten you sick right now.
Well, as I've said, I'm taking giant strides towards the dark side.
Yep.
And Tuesday, if we don't get a result Tuesday, watch the floodgates open. Because
I get a bit lost with the FA Cup now.
Eddie's got a whole load of credit in the bank. But maybe all these people are right who've been saying you know, he's taken us as far as he can. I still, you know, we've got to take the injuries that we've had this season, which are unprecedented. We've got to take them into consideration. But a good
Yep.
manager should be able to compensate for those by a change of plan or whatever. You know, that's what they're paid for. You know,
Yep.
he hasn't got a full deck of cards, but you know, at least don't capitulate like we did yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah. It's definitely a tough situation to be in, and I think that a lot of fans that were really diehard Eddie, and I'm sure there will be the people that just won't conceive the fact that we would be even uh, titling our show like this. Is Eddie Howe in trouble? But we got to look at it from the perspective of the owners as well. Um, I'm not 100% sure that the owners are just saying to themselves, "Well, we had injuries, so it's understandable, and we move on." I don't think that that's the way they're thinking about it. I think they're looking at every single thing, and to be honest with you, like Darren, I've been saying all season, yeah, things happen, but you got to be able to know what to do in a situation when things don't go well, and because nothing is going to be perfect. Nothing is. You're not going to have a season without injuries. So you're not going to have
No,
you know what I mean? Like you,
there's injuries and there's injuries. I mean, this season is, like I say, it's unprecedented. I've never known anything like it.
right?
Never mind just for Newcastle, for any team. And the other thing that we you know, you say we can't say look where we came from, but you know, more than half of that squad is still, and certainly 3/4 of the squad that's currently available is the same squad that Steve Bruce had battling relegation. So, as I say, you know, I'm prepared to give him a bit of leeway because of all of that, but he just will not change the system at all.
Yeah, we had 5 windows. We spent almost 300 million,
Yeah, but 100 million of that's
and then
unavailable.
where's that money gone?
Mm.
You just look.
It's
We
unavailable.
haven't. It was. First window was great, where we got Trippier and Bruno. For me, it's probably the
And
best window. Who else
Burn,
did we? Oh, we did. Yeah, yeah. Ben was on centre back because we got Target on loan.
Yeah.
Okay, that was good. That's for me. That's probably the best window. That's the core of the team. Second one we got Isaac, Botman. That was good.
Yeah.
Third one, I can't remember now. I
Is that
remember just now.
Gordon? Is it Gordon in the third one?
We did the Ashworth signings, and a lot of them came in.
Yeah, Gordon was the third one.
Yeah.
Livermento, right?
The worst one. We got Livermento was this summer. That
Oh yeah.
last summer disaster.
Yeah.
Disaster. Unlucky with Tonali. I'm not going to
Yeah.
blame anyone for that. Nobody would have known because you can't go and buy a player. Doesn't matter if Milan knew or not. You can't buy a player and say, "Look, mate, we need to check your phone and what betting
Yeah.
website you're on." It's a freak thing that happened. Anyway, he'll be back in. He's going to miss the next 6-7 weeks. The season's going to be finished and he's back. So consider it done. It's like a new player now. We've got a brand new signing. The other 3, I said, 2 of them are good signings, but wrong timing. The squad was not strong enough.
The other thing is as well, you know, that we're saying we've got all these players back, and yes, they are back, but there's nobody telling me that they're all back in 100% match fit, because they're not. I mean, even Botman's never looked the same player since he came back from the injury.
Well, but I mean, it is what it is, man. Like I mean, you've got to be able to adjust, and he hasn't had any injuries or any setbacks. He's been playing every game. I mean, what are we talking about? He's a center back. He's a center forward. I mean, not forward. I'm sorry, center back. So he's a defender. So
Yeah.
what is you're not it's not like a winger where you're like, oh my god, he's lost his speed. So now he can't dribble past players. He's a center back. You know what I mean? I mean, we've been praising him. And last night, I'm telling you, man, last night I was watching that. And probably this is the first time we had the virtual pub. And probably the first time these people saw me lose my shit on it wasn't live, but I was losing it because I just couldn't understand the mistakes that he was making. He was giving the ball back to the Arsenal players back to back almost. And I just could not understand it. I couldn't. And Shar wasn't he wasn't as bad as Botman, but he was bad.
He's bad. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
He
two
wasn't great either.
Thing
nowhere.
is, they were all, the whole team was bad yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Bruno was trying. I can see Gordon trying. He's
Yeah,
at
Gordon.
bit.
Yeah, Gordon was trying. Yeah.
But if you
He's at-
say the whole team was bad, what is that attributed to in your belief? In all of you.
it was
What would you
coach not preparing them properly for the game.
Mm. But you look
Because we beat
confused.
them. We beat them in October,
Yeah.
and that was in the middle of. We had a few players out as well. Wilson was out. Botman was out. But yeah, Joelinton was there.
It was interesting looking at Eddie
Giuseppe.
Howe's because obviously TNT Sports kept showing Eddie Howe's expression quite a lot in both halves, and he looked he looked perplexed most of the time, like as if he's told him to do one thing and then the players are doing almost another thing. Because
I'm telling you, man,
he's going nuts. He was really, especially in the first half in particular, he was really I've seen Eddie Howe upset before, but he seemed more animated than usual on the sidelines at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Because because he's normally quite a cool, calm, collected character most of the time. But he was really he was screaming at. You couldn't really make out who he was screaming at because the camera's a bit far away. But he was screaming at someone because they were obviously what he thought of, not in position or whatever. And then when we were just defensive, he looked confused, as if he had told him, like I said, as if he had said to him do this, and the players were like, "No, knacker that, we're not doing that, mate. We're gonna do this instead." Because he didn't look happy, did he?
I agree with David R, who just put a comment just before this one. Yep, Jason Tyndall and Graham Jones take a lot of the blame as well. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Graham
ultimately, Eddie is their boss, though.
Because Graham Jones
Eddie,
is the defense man, so he might be the one
yeah,
who is like, no, we don't need to put 3 at the back. We get 4.
Yeah.
right. Could be, yeah.
But that's Eddie's job to overrule him if that's the case. If he doesn't think that it's working, and obviously we can all see it's not working by the amount of goals we're shipping.
It's not working.
There was a comment. Yeah, go ahead, mate.
Yesterday's formation would have worked against Forest and Luton, some of the weaker teams. Yesterday, there's 5 at the back.
This is a comment that's eye opening. David R says 31 goals conceded in 12 Premier League games since early December. Since exiting the Champions League, our level of performance has been disgraceful. Are the players sulking or no longer putting in 100%? The stats speak volumes. Well, conceding 31 goals, that's a lot of goals.
That's shocking. I know we're fourth bottom in we're fourth bottom from the what's the table called? The form table. We're fourth and bottom.
Yep.
Just terrible. We're in I know we're not in relegation trouble, obviously, but we are in relegation form, if that makes sense. We're playing as if we are
of course.
Down there. We're playing as if we were, under Bruce,
but,
really.
So but let me ask this. Because obviously what's happened has happened, and we understand that Eddie hasn't been able to turn the ship right now. Everybody wanted to change, and I'll be fair. Last night or yesterday, I was excited to see Livramento in. And just it didn't work out. But at the same time, you put Livramento in a match where You're playing one of the best teams in the Premier League. He has to. This is his first match. I can't remember the last time Livermore played really significant minutes. Can't
But he
remember.
only started. He was only starting when Byrne was injured. When he injured his back,
And so yeah, and
and within a few weeks, he was one of the best players.
yeah,
Byrne
and
comes
so
back,
you
he's
you
gone.
can also say you can also say, well, this kid, what do you want? You know, he just like everybody else. Joe Willock needs to be match fit. Well, why wouldn't Livermore need to be match fit as well? He was not hurt, but he wasn't playing much. So would the same theory work for him or in his favor? Don't get me wrong. In the first goal, there's no match fit, no injuries, no any sane body would say I need to spike this ball instead of I don't know what he was trying to do, like play it in so he can walk it out. I don't get it. And also Botman was on the ground. He should have tried to do that as well. And if you both have to kick each other for it, then it is what it is. But you can't think, well, my mate's got it, or the other one's gonna think my mate's got it, and then nobody gets it, which was what happened. And an Arsenal player, it goes in. But and it was a fluke goal, and it was the first goal. And again, even though Derek thinks that the Burn, it wouldn't have happened if Burn was there.
No,
That, I
it
think
just
I think that I think that first goal was for the morale, it was not it was not good. Um, so football is like that. Maybe if that goal doesn't go in, you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, the whole time we were horrible, and I just don't know. My point was, I kind of got sidetracked. My point was, knowing that Eddie Howe hasn't been able to steer the ship towards the right direction, taking in consideration the injuries, the tiredness, this and that, but also a lot of the things that he didn't do right. If you were the PIF, it doesn't matter. If we get past Blackburn, but I'm just gonna put up a name. I don't know if it's possible, but maybe in the next one we lose against Liverpool. Again, I don't know if it's possible, but I'm just saying, a better team, better managed. It's a better team, so we lose. At the end of the day, what's happened has happened already, and Eddie has shown that he does have trouble learning
Well,
from his mistakes,
we've got Wolves on Saturday after Blackburn. We've got Wolves at home on
which
Saturday.
they're
And
playing well.
if he loses that one, we're in trouble.
But that's what I'm saying. So if you're the PIF at the end of the season, what would you do? And I'm not asking you guys to tell me I would sack him or not. It doesn't have to be as blunt as that. But what would you do, Paul? What would you do at the end of the season if Eddie, taking all this in consideration, but also knowing that he's made some questionable decisions?
It's a really interesting one, isn't it? If you go out of the FA Cup, especially against Blackburn, I'm not trying to disrespect Blackburn. They're a good side. I'm not saying they're not, but they are a team that Newcastle United expect to beat. I'm just being honest. You expect to get past them. If you get a good run, you might be in the final. So that could be something that he could hold on to. But you do wonder, like you said, like PF are a company they want to achieve. And I'm not saying sack him, but it is a sacking really. But you wonder whether if you get to the end of the season, you see a little thing come up saying, by mutual consent, Eddie Howe has left the club. And I know that's technically a sacking, but at the same time, it's kind of both sides saying, like, look, we've done well, but we've got a plan where we want to go, and we want to give a new manager this new bit of money because we want to go to that next level. I'm not, I don't know. I'm not saying I want that to happen, but PAF are very ambitious, and like Roy said a few times, like they're not gonna. And you said, Chris, like I don't know how much they're going to put on there about like injuries and Tonali happening and stuff. Like I don't know how much credit that puts in the bank or not or whatever. At the end of the day, you're still, as much as it's bad, we're still out of the Champions League. I know it's from bad luck at times, but we're still out of it. You're still out of the Carabao Cup final that we would have been in today, in my opinion. And I know it's bad luck, but you're still out of it. And then if we do get, thrown out of the FA Cup again, it might be from bad luck or whatever. But again, it's another competition that you're out of. And this is where, and especially if we don't get any form of Europe at all this season, which could happen, you don't know. again, like it's something else they're going to look at because, you know, I'm not saying they expect a Champions League again. I doubt they. I'm not saying they do at all, but they would have probably thought we can at least get Europa League. Do you know what I mean?
Well-
Like after a season in the Champions
Yeah.
League. So it's a difficult one, mate. It's a hard one. I'm not saying I want this personally to happen. I just wonder about what they want as a company, as like what they, you know,
That's right.
where their trajectory is. You know, so like I said, it wouldn't shock me if at the end of the season you get a little thing saying by mutual consent, Eddie Howe has chosen to step away from the club. You don't, you know, it's just, it's a hard one. It's a really difficult one.
It's a tough one, and again, I'm not trying to be malicious with having this show, but ultimately, you got to ask these questions. I mean, you know, it's normal to do so. But Roy, well, let me go to you last, man, because you're eating your chicken, brother.
No.
Okay, you're
No,
okay.
I'll
Go
tell you
ahead.
what. PAF. What date is the last game of the season? What, 24th of May or something?
May,
Yeah,
May
something
10th,
like that,
end of
yeah.
May.
Next day, 25th of May, let's say. Big meeting, hierarchy, all of them, everybody, Amanda, Mehrdad, everybody, PIF people, everyone, and Eddie, just Eddie. No, don't even bring anybody else in. Just those guys and the coach. Please explain what. Well, especially if we're not in the top 7, you'll go to Europe. 8, you might go to Europe.
Well, look
If
at
they-
it. 11th.
Hmm?
Well, look at it. 11th now. Never mind.
No.
7th or 8th.
No.
If Wolves are already in front of one now. West Ham are just a point behind.
Oh, you
If
mean
Chelsea
where we're going to finish? Yeah. Okay, I thought European
have a game
spots.
in hand. If Chelsea and West Ham win their games in hand, we go down to 11.
Yep. So they're going to say, can you please explain what's happened? So he's going to blame injuries. They might understand, might not. They might have some smart people down there, and they're going to say, look, mate, you've played this game, this game, this game. You should have won all of them. We didn't win because of you. Why should we trust you with the next 150 million we're going to give you? Take this club forward.
Well, you're on about 150 million. We can only spend what we bring in. And here's another thing. Allegedly, we're getting £25 million a year off Adidas. But I wonder if there are any conditions attached to that 25 million a year, which relate to us.
Maybe
being
some
in Europe.
maybe some international competitions as well. You know that, but yeah, you're right.
Well,
No, I-
anyway, the contract's signed anyway, but the Adidas knows that club is going to go forward, so it's a long-term deal for them. It's not about 1 or 2 years.
True.
They did stick. They did stick to the club when Ashley took over for like 2 years, and like, oh, that's it now. We're off. So I think the question will be, Eddie, why should we trust you with this between 100 and 150 million pounds we're gonna give to the next manager? Should we give it to you? Are you gonna spend it properly, or
But I don't think we're going to worry about him spending it properly. No, his record in the transfer market is exceptional. So I don't think
well,
that's a problem.
not the last one. The last one was a disaster. No, he bought Ashby. There's loads of players they bought. Yeah, I think the list is like 21 players they've bought. So we've got loads of young ones who don't come and gone.
I
Kowal,
haven't gone
the Aussie lad.
No. loan. I think we'll get. I think almost certainly we'll get Minty back in the summer.
Him, he's already. If you bring him and put him on right wing, we probably don't need to buy another one. He's already better than Miggy and Murphy.
Well,
both.
Number one priority for me is a striker. Number one
I
is
don't want-
striker.
But
You know
I
what?
think. Hold on. I think. I apologize for cutting you guys off, but I think that we're missing the point here because we can all say what we need and what we don't need, but are the PIF going to listen to a manager that they're not going to have for much longer? Or because obviously the other one would be, we're going to extend his contract for 5 years, so we're going to have him, so we're going to listen to him what he wants, right? But if it was the other way around. How can you? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, how can you? First of all, you need to figure out this director of football situation, because obviously, in an ideal world, the DOF needs to appoint the manager. That's that's the way it works. One thing before I let you guys keep going. Uh, Ian McKenna uh, puts this, and I love it because everybody can come on the show and have their opinion. We don't ban anybody for football opinions here. And he says he has literally took us from relegation certainties to Champions League. What the f are you on about? Again, this is not about. We got to be realistic here. You know what I
Man,
mean?
this is not about what's happened.
Yeah, it's not about what happened, and but also look at it from our owner's perspective. They didn't buy a club to stay above relegation. Let's be honest. And I certainly
Yep.
don't believe that we overachieved last season. I think that we earned every point. Maybe that's
We
not. We don't have.
overachieved.
Maybe we don't have a squad to be there every
We-
year.
No,
But-
we did,
yeah.
because if Liverpool, even if we played the same way and we got the same points, if Liverpool and Spurs had a normal season, they would have been above us. Liverpool beat us twice last year.
Yeah, but they didn't. They sucked. They they were a
That-
horrible
that-
team.
Yeah, but they
And
had
we're still
injuries
gonna-
as well, and then now they're back to normal. They're second.
Right.
Well, they're top of the league now.
And they could win the Carabao Cup. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I think
they had a
that's
tough
right.
season. But I'm saying, Ian also says, so I think when we were talking about we were 11th, 8th, 11th, he says, so what? It's better than the bottom
Ian,
three.
Ian,
That
Ian,
mentality
forget
is
bottom
not
three,
a good
mate.
mentality.
Ian, forget bottom three. Ashley's gone. We're on 37 points now. We're here because we shouldn't be ninth after all that money is spent. We've got the richest owners in the world. These guys got ambition.
But they
These
can't
guys-
spend the money.
I know, but it will get fixed.
That is true.
And they will get all the sponsorships slowly, but surely it will happen. These owners- No,
that
people,
would be
mate,
the plan to slowly grow. Well, we're ahead of anywhere they could have possibly. Well,
You know-
not right now. We are right now. We're probably
You know
where
what-
they expected us to be after.
But the
2
thing,
years.
the question here is the question, because Ian also says, and it's not Ian is not the fifth masketeer, but I love it because it's a contradicting. He's contradicting us. Our argument, or some of us. I'm not saying that we don't want Eddie out. I mean, we just want what's best for the club. But he says, are you saying that in all serious that he took us from relegation certainties to Champions League should be ignored? No, it should be ignored. It should not be ignored. But the fact of the
Yeah, it
matter
shouldn't.
is, can he be a manager to win us Premier Leagues or not win us? Well, yeah, win us at some point, but where we're competing for Premier Leagues, where we're competing for local cups, where we're competing for Champions League, is he the right man? That is the question here. Not the listen. We want the team to do well.
Mate,
So-
Ranieri won league for Leicester. He was sacked the next season.
That next season, yeah.
Okay, and
Di Matteo
know
won
what-
the Champions League for Chelsea. Got sacked the next
Yeah.
season.
sacked. People need to get this out of their head. You support this. This is what you support, not these people. You think all these players on like 150,000 a week and shit, they give a shit. They don't. You'll jump to the next one. Remember we went down, Sissoko. He didn't give a shit.
He didn't know.
Wijnaldum was gone. Owen. He didn't give a fuck. He just went. You know why? He doesn't give a shit. It's just a job. It's like working in a supermarket or a bakery or something. It's like me, I'll go to the next one.
Who was that Wolves player? I can't remember what his name was now. He doesn't even he didn't even watch football. It was literally just said it's my job. Because they were like,
Yeah.
you must love football, and he's like, no, I don't even watch it.
Yeah.
He just did it because it's his job.
So my loyalty is only to one thing, is this. Eddie's gonna come and go. Keegan came, he's gone. Bobby Robson, we loved him, man. Gone. Okay, we had Bruce, we had Fat Sam, and well, fucking Joe Kinnear, man. Fucking hell. We've seen all that shit.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hang on.
What-
You cannot compare Eddie with that. part
I'm
of
not
the shite.
comparing. I'm just talking about what we've seen in the past. We've seen all that shit. Now this is Eddie. We all love Eddie, and we can criticize when something's wrong.
Of
He's
course,
not the Messiah. He's not the Messiah. That's what people are saying. You can't ignore. Okay, let me do it this way. I got a job. 2000, let's say 21. I was amazing at work. Let's say I'm a business. Yeah, I'm a business development manager. That's the job. 2021, brilliant. 2022, brilliant. 23, brilliant. 24, the market's down. Everything's gone upside down. Shit. They sack me. That's what's gonna happen. Every single person here saying he shouldn't be sacked because he's done that.
Listen, any football manager lives or dies by results. Simple as. Dead simple.
Exactly, yeah. So
If he can't start turning it round and getting the results, he'll be out the door.
that's what's
There's
gonna
no
happen.
question about that.
But it can't. Well, it's not so black and white. No pun intended with us, because obviously it's not about winning the Premier League or get sacked. Because you know what I mean. We're a club that wants to be in that point, but that's why it needs a lot more thought process, Derek. You know, I mean, and I'm asking you. You didn't answer me. What would you do at the end of the season, having the circumstances? We're gonna say we finish 8th, 5th, 11th. Why? Looking at it from the PIS perspective, why would you do?
I think if we finish below, if we finish in the bottom half, he's gone.
I probably agree.
Simple.
Yeah, I agree as well. Unacceptable
Finish bottom half. He is history, sadly.
because
But I'm
Rafa.
sure he knows that. I'm sure he knows that.
Yeah, he'll know it. Yeah, mate. Rafa with no money finished 10th with nothing.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people say.
Not
A lot of people have been
not a
talking about
Bruno,
Rafa.
mate. Not a Bruno. Not a Botman. Not an Isaac.
Mm.
Look at the shite he
Possibly.
had.
Possibly
Yeah.
went front.
Aye. So who else we had?
But he can organise a defence.
He did. Mate. I remember my favorite game for Rafa. We played City at home. They scored. City scored after like 20 seconds. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. You know what, Eddie? What happened to Eddie or another coach? That game would have finished 7-0, 5-0, something like that. You know what Rafa was doing? Calm down, telling the players it's still 0-0. In their head, it's still 0-0. And we parked the bus 1-0 down. Second half, I have no idea. No clue what I did. Richie, this, and changed it.
But also,
last 20 minutes, mate. Last 20 minutes, you'll not believe which one of those teams was the Champions League team, because that whole game flipped and we won it 2-1. Genius, genius with nothing.
also in favor of Eddie, what manager? And this could be a question for you guys. You know, if you don't agree with it, but what manager could have done better with injuries? Or I mean, I'm just asking. Certainly, management lost to some games against Milan. That's one that it lives in my brain for free. And but I mean, many managers could any other what other manager that's available could have done different. You know, we've been hit with injuries, man. That shouldn't be the ultimate excuse, but it is a reason. Um,
Hang
a lot
on,
of people
Chris,
talk
you're
about Marie.
from my hymn book now.
No. But I always use injuries as a reason, one of the reasons. But I don't say that injuries are there, so now we just shut the club down and show up next year. I don't believe in that. We still need to keep going. And again, there are some mistakes, but you think Mourinho's been talked about nonstop, and I think Roy yesterday I'm bringing a lot of things that we said in the private pub to life, but it is one of those things that I think you said Mourinho would have done different things, and and I said he would have
Yesterday,
gotten the crowd behind him in a hurry.
100%. It would have been a shit-horsey game. We would have had 5-6 yellow cards. It would have been World War III. Remember I said about the Rocky music? We'll have Rocky music on, and it will be war yesterday. Not this. 6 fouls in 90 minutes. A foul every 15 minutes, man. No yellow cards. We
Well,
always
I
said,
would.
yeah, team tries,
would-
yeah. We'll have the team that tries, not a team
Yeah.
that wins. That wasn't winning. That wasn't trying yesterday.
Those stats just, you know, typify the lack of fight that was there yesterday.
There was nothing there.
You know,
So we demand a team that tries, not wins. That yesterday was not trying. That's not trying. And it wasn't the first time as well. There's loads of games.
but as I say, Tuesday to come, and definitely D-Day. Definitely D-Day.
Yeah. Listen, we're having a lovely show. The mighty win. That's why one thing that I'm going to pat myself in the back, and I'm not going to strain my arm doing it. But I do listen to people, and unfortunately, I listen to Derek. And it's fortunate, but unfortunate because I don't want to admit it. But yeah, people have tuned in for the show, and I didn't believe that making a show late would work. But 74 people live right now. It's a
We,
wonderful thing. So
we can go
smash
for
the.
another half an hour. I haven't finished my coke.
No, yeah. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going as long as because the King of Qatar needs his beauty rest. You know, he's got people waiting with big feathers to just fan
we
him
should get. We should get.
until he falls asleep. Um, but go ahead, man. What were you
I
saying?
mean, you'll get the odd. I don't know how some people think, but he hates Eddie Howe and he hates Miggy, and you should support our players. No, they're doing a job. I support this. This is what I support. I don't give a shit about them. I'll tell you a small story that happened in Dubai, 2015. The team came on training camp. It was John Carver, coach. So they let us know that we come in, and they had an open date, which is you go and see the training and say hi to the team and the players. And they had a big long table with all the shirts on. You bring your shirt, leave it there, and they'll sign it. I didn't bring my shirt. And then one of the guys there was like, why didn't you bring a shirt? Because I don't want these bastards to ruin it, man. I wear those shirts every day. What am I going to do with a shirt full of signatures of these twats? I use the Perez and some other bellends. But I couldn't stand Perez, me. Headless chicken. He's a bit like Miggy. And when he went for 35 million, people took the piss. And I said, that is the best business Ashley's ever done. Gone to Leicester, headless chicken on the bench. Went down.
Yeah.
He's shit. Oh, I'll show you what I've got here. Wait, I've got something.
Keep it friendly in the chat, guys.
No.
Keep
Well,
it friendly in the chat.
What was that? What was that, Paul?
I'm just saying, keep it. It's good to debate.
Who's
Just
that?
keep it.
Of
Keep it
course.
friendly in the chat.
That's
Who's
Perez.
that? Yeah.
Perez.
There was that. I had it was my birthday, and then everyone turned up with Perez masks. I couldn't stand that bastard that much. It was like every game, Perez. But Rafa always played him because he was one of his favorite players, just like Miggy is.
Because he worked his socks off.
Yeah.
He did.
And also.
But I tell you what, Perez is better than Miggy.
There's a lot of things you don't see on the telly that you see
Of course.
in the match.
Yeah.
There's Andrew is the only one tonight.
The thing is, Perez is way better than Miggy. Like, way better.
Hey, Andrew DB, that's the Roy Calviani type lifestyle, man. He's like all nighter, booze, strippers, and Las Vegas, baby. Big up,
Yeah.
appreciate Eddie Contreras for subscribing and everybody else that has subscribed already. By the way, at the end of the week, we will be giving away a home shirt. If you're a member of the show, you can participate. Get your name added twice. If you're the first tier, if you become a member of the second tier, you get your name added 5 times, increasing your chances to win that home shirt. Literally a brand new home shirt from Newcastle's website, directly to you. So that is not a lie. At the end of the day, not at the end of the day, I mean the end of the weekend, the week. We're probably going to do it on Friday, the 1st of March. So yeah, it's going to be a nice members giveaway that day. So
from the Castor store,
Yeah.
you'll receive it in time for 2029.
well, and it is
Yeah.
Castor, so you will receive it probably in 12 years. And but the one positive at that time is going to be a vintage, so it's going to cost a lot more money than you know what I mean. So, but yeah, I appreciate all the members, by the way. And look, I mean, I don't know. Again, tomorrow we'll do the preview. We're going to talk. I'm sure some other fans are going to come on and discuss deeper, or maybe not deeper. It's going to get crazy. I'm sure we're probably going to have a lot of people on the Insiders Debate Show. But um, at the Mighty Max says, "Can you get the FA Cup?" Yeah, I can get all of them. I just have to subscribe for every single membership. Every tournament has a different provider. For
Yeah.
the FA Cup is ESPN Plus. For the Premier League is Peacock and YouTube TV, and for the Champions League is Paramount. For the Carabao
Well,
Cup is also
Paramount.
ESPN. Yeah. So it's crazy. But look, the purpose of the show is obviously not to bring negativity towards Eddie Howe, or obviously we want him to succeed. But ultimately, like Roy said, we want Newcastle to succeed over anything. And we don't know it all. We don't have the truth of it all. But you can see certain things that we've been watching football for a long time. And let's be upfront and honest with each other. When you see the signs, you know that the end is near and the light is coming. And unless, of course, we know football, and it's not about what we want to do. God's sake, we have no say in it. But
Just in the chat, Ian is a great person. He's followed me around for a long time.
Oh, Ian McKenna, of course.
He wants the best for Newcastle. Just keep it friendly. Keep it friendly in chat. Debate's great. Debate's brilliant. Just keep
I didn't read what he said.
No,
nothing horrible. Just getting a bit heated. Just
But
nice
and again, this channel, we've made it clear we don't ban people for saying their piece. You can disagree, agree with us, have your say. Obviously, if you start getting out of line, then that's different. But yeah, we don't ban people just because of their football, takes. It is what it is. We're all not going to agree, but ultimately, we want Newcastle to succeed. So and so, Ian's been watching us for a long time. There's a lot of Ians. There's an Ian problem in the UK. You guys have the same problems that we got with deer over there with Ian's. But yeah, I mean, we can go through some comments, some highlighted comments real quick. Andrew says, "How are the lads? Let's have an all-nighters tune." Yeah. Well, you said that. By the way, I appreciate Derek coming on, because when I called him, he was in a very intricate situation. He was busy, and he was shirtless, to say the least. And so I appreciate him.
Did he have a tub of KY jelly with him?
I just saw a rubber an inflated doll next to him, and he was very sweaty, and and he had a glass of wine next to him. So I don't know what's happening there. Sometimes we just need a companion. So we're not here to judge anybody.
Well,
but
at least
Derek,
she'll never complain.
That's the thing. She will never cook for you either, but she'll never complain.
She's never gonna say, "Is it in yet?"
Because it's never gonna be in.
It's never happened to me, I promise.
Julio Giordio says, "I'd take Howe at the end of the season. It will be a disaster next season if he stays." But we don't know that. He's proven to be a good manager.
I don't agree, because next season, most likely there's not going to be Europe.
When he's got a fully fit squad.
Yeah, next season is basically reboot.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, PIF also might say, you know what, let's give this guy another season,
one more chance,
full of injuries, one more chance, because you can't guarantee injuries. So, but it can't be worse than last season. Talking in next season, so they might say, let's give him one more shot and see where it goes. That might happen.
You know the big one.
He's still got a lot of credit in the bank, Eddie. Still got a lot of credit.
But it might not be him who picked those players in the summer.
Exactly, Roy. Exactly. Yeah.
It might not be him who picked those players in the summer. So Ashworth would have said, "I'm going to get you this little kid from Hull, from Chelsea, and he's supposed like Newcastle." Yeah. And Eddie's like, "Huh?" And they bought him, and he's not playing. Maybe, you never know.
Yeah.
Well, that's to do with FFP. I think the price that we pay is performance related. So I think we'll suddenly see him appearing a lot more in the last 5 games of the season, or 8 games of the season, whatever the number
Yeah.
of games he's allowed to play.
Let me keep going with the comments. Ryan says if Howe was sacked tomorrow and the club announced Simeone or Mourinho, etc., they wouldn't be mad. The problem for me is English fans seem to care more about vibes and culture over winning. That's Ryan's opinion. Billy the Fish says Tonali wasn't signed as a number 6. Is a question. Number 6. We've been crying out
He
for a
wasn't
proper
signed.
defensive midfielder. No protection for the back four. Yeah, but we probably need one. Who could? We don't really have. I mean, is Joe Linton?
Can we buy Rodri?
No,
How much
Joe
does
Linton
he
can't
want
play
for
in the
Rodri?
6.
Yeah, we can pay for Rodri if they let us pay for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. That's the fear.
Mate, Bruno played as mostly number 6 last season, and
Yeah.
everyone was like, well, "What happens if he goes forward?" But he was going back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
but,
difference was Joe Linton and Willock were on fire,
exactly.
and they
Yeah.
helped those guys at the back four. Now they're all exposed, and not just Burn, all the rest of them. Like Fabian Shea, now it looks like Fabian Shea Bruce. Like 2019, 20,
Well,
nothing
that's
special.
one bad game Fab's had, however.
No, how it, mate? We've let in like 31 goals in 12 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is an amazing stat.
I tell you what, Fabian Shea, I watched him with my own eyes with Switzerland.
How many more things am I going to have to say this? That's not down to the back four alone. It's down to the fact that they've got no protection.
I know.
Well, but so
Van
so
Dijk,
would you?
Does Van Dijk need protection? Van Dijk would be like, "Hey, lads, just stay up there. I'll sort myself out here."
And they don't have a proper DM, to be honest with you.
No, they haven't,
No.
and they've been leaking goals. He started fixing it.
Or a DM that we would, because some people told me, well, that you don't think that Liverpool has a DM, but according to Klopp, that's the DM that he wants and that he likes. You know what I mean? So
Mate, have you seen what Klopp did? A few games, he was struggling, and Van Dijk was injured and stuff, and they were leaking goals, and most of those goals were coming through Alexander Arnold. He's probably one of the best right backs in the world. You know what he did? He put 3 at the back, and he put Arnold in the middle on the right side behind Salah. So, wow, we can't stand the bastard, but look what he's done. He fixed that. You had a problem, and he fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a problem; it's not fixed, but you can fix it because you got the players there now.
Billy spot on there. Howe has said that we've got 3 6s in the club.
Oh yeah, is that what he said? I didn't. I stopped watching conferences. But if he thinks that, then we do have a problem, Houston, because
six fouls in 90 minutes. Shocking.
I mean, Bruno again. I do believe against Derek's, against his wishes. I do believe that Bruno does all right as a DM, but also creates. So maybe he is the one, but I mean, he needs to have like any other human being. He needs to have other midfielders that he can trust, that he'll give them the pass and they will do something with it. And Miley, again, he's a younger lad, not all the experience in the world, but Longstaff is playing the worst football I have ever seen in the past. I don't know. I'm just trying to make something up here, but I'm telling you, I don't get it.
My worry is that obviously Willock is coming back to fitness now.
Oh,
you watch him drop Miley and
that's what somebody said in the comments as well. That's the fear. But I mean, do you really think that I mean, let me ask Derek, because he loves his Geordie boys.
Well, they're both Geordies.
Well, yeah,
That's
but
they're both Geordies.
But we've known Derek, in the past. He really doesn't care for Lewis Miley. He loves Longstaff. So
No, I think Longstaff's crap. I've always thought he was crap. But
well, I agree with you, son.
When he was injured and we couldn't put a performance together, I said, look, I must be wrong. I must be thick. He must be this great player everybody's going on about. Since he came back from injury, he's just confirmed what I thought before he got injured, that he's fucking rubbish.
But you defend them night day and night out. You say that you wouldn't take. You wouldn't. You said, and I'm gonna say it yesterday because you were really drunk last night in the virtual pub.
I know, yeah.
And
The
you
truth
said
comes out
you
when you're
came in.
drunk, so.
Yeah, exactly. You came in and
Yeah.
said with those. You said that you would not sell Longstaff for less than 40 million pounds, and that means you rate him highly.
40
No,
million
no.
Italian
The
pesetos
reason I say that is because he's as good as McTominay,
is
and
not.
Man United won 40 million pounds for him. But I don't think he's worth 40 million pounds. But if that's what the going rate is, that's what we should get for him.
No. If
I'll
you get
have
20, if you get
McTominay
20
over
million
him.
for Longstaff, you need to be really happy about it.
Mate,
Let's
we're
be
not
honest.
even- I would say 18 max for him. 17, 18. And he's
Indeed.
on his last year. He's on his last year contract as well.
But let me. Okay,
You
so
were-
let's be honest.
Last year,
Let's be
Who?
honest.
Mate, no chance he'll go to England. No chance he's going to play for
Well,
England.
I do believe that he would have had. He should have had at least one game. I mean, just like Warren Barton said, there were Gary Neville was there and he was best mates with David Beckham, so I couldn't compete with that. And at the time, and I do agree with that to a certain extent. So he said, I'm just gonna go in and get my shirt, frame it, and that'll be it. So Longstaff should have had the same opportunity. Just go in, get your shirt in, and frame it for the rest of your life. So I believe that he could have gotten an opportunity for England, but obviously that wasn't going to happen because Southgate doesn't look past Manchester. He doesn't go above that. The England map for him only goes up to Manchester. But and so,
He's Vic
but
Wilson.
with that being said,
I wouldn't pick him for England ever.
but let's be honest. Let's be honest. Do you think anybody here think that any of the top 5 teams, top 8 teams would buy Longstaff to be their starting midfield?
Nope.
No, mate, not even Sheffield United will buy him because I've seen some of the players they've got and they're better than him. No way. I'll have to go Championship and I'll drop. You know what it is? What's the name of that lad who hit the bar? Sunderland's got that lad, the ginger lad with a beard. What's his name? He hit the
Which
bar
club?
against us. What was it?
Forget.
Which club? Sorry.
Sunderland.
Mackham's Sunderland.
Oh, from Sunderland. Oh,
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't pay
He
attention
hit
to
the
them.
bar.
I don't know one single player.
Wait, let me. I'm trying to remember what his name is. Anyway, he hit the bar against us that game. I would swap them.
He would never go.
I would swap him. He would come. But I mean, there's
But
been few players who swap. There's been few players who've played for both.
Yeah, but nowadays it's hard, man.
Come on, Longstaff, go there and help
He would
them
not.
out,
He
please.
would not. Longstaff would not go to
I think he's from North Shields. He'll go. Or
Yeah,
South Shields.
no.
He'll go.
He's on the wrong side of the bridge.
But just to bring some smiles to our face, can
I'm
Derek,
gonna get battered on Twitter.
Derek, can you sing the what's the name, the Dan Byrne song, mate? Can you sing it?
But he's from Blythe. You'll never ever be Dan Byrne.
Mate, it's fucking classic.
There we go. There we go, man. I like it. I love that. I hope that brought smiles to your face. Listen, we've had a cracking show, of course, and
Still got 11 minutes.
11 more minutes. Okay. Roy is
11
my damn timekeeper, man.
I'm watching that red thing at the top there.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got to keep going. We got to keep going for Roy. This fucker. That's why I don't trust Roy, man. I'm telling you.
Okay, let's do a quick one about. Okay, let's say Eddie Howe stays. Next season, they come up with some money and they say, "Here, there's some money. Buy 3 players or fix those 3 positions." Where would you fix?
Where would I fix?
Yeah, which position?
Striker DM, and then
So
maybe
those
the right
two.
doesn't come up trumps.
Yeah, but we have a lot of wingers, man.
I want to buy a midfielder now because
Mm.
Willock will be back. Tonali's back.
People don't understand. I mean,
Joelinton signs. They got 6 now. You got 6.
Yeah.
We're actually using I'll rank them Miley
Yeah.
and Longstaff. I'll rank them as the lowest 2 we've got. Bruno's the best one, maybe Tonali, and then you got Joelinton. So those are and Willock,
Well,
and then you got those 2 that we've got.
I think Joey Linton's better than Bruno. There you go.
Different, but
Different styles.
we,
but
we,
yeah.
we haven't won a game without Bruno. So
More important, put it like that. Joey Linton is more important to us than what Bruno is.
yeah,
no, but
I could agree. But is Joey Linton going to be the DM? Is he going to be the one that
no,
stays back?
No,
they've tried him last season. They've
No
tried him
way.
last season a few times.
Yeah,
now.
but so what are we talking about? Because I mean, we got Tonali. Let's be honest. Tonali, Bruno, and Joe Linton are the starting midfielders for this team
yes,
on a good day. So what are we doing? Somebody's getting sacked. Are we playing with 4 midfielders? You know what I mean?
no, but you can play Willock, and then they did it last season. So Willock
Well,
would go on left wing,
Yeah,
and then
Willock can do
sometimes
that.
Joe Linton would go on the left wing as well.
Yeah.
But now Maxi's gone. We've got Barnes and Gordon. So
Yeah.
now we filled up the left side, but on the right side we're still stuck with bloody Miggy. It's not balanced. And then on the left back, so our left wing we've got loads of wingers. On the left back, we haven't got any.
Yeah.
Well, Target's always injured.
Yeah.
He's on 100 a week. It's not his
People,
fault.
people think that when we're fit, we have this amazing squad. I'll be honest
No, I
with you,
think
we don't. We don't.
Wahab,
no.
No,
I
we
think
don't, man.
I think when we fit, we are in the top 6. I
No,
think we
but
are.
the
I think we are
squad,
better.
we can play as a team to be there, but with our squad, if you look at our squad, very few players of our bench gets picked by any teenagers when they play FIFA. Very few. You know what I mean? You know,
think
very Paul Dummett.
if-
You mentioned Target always hurt, and
yeah.
what's his
I
name?
know.
The Matt
Lewis,
Ritchie.
Jamal Lewis. Where is he gone now?
Matt Ritchie.
you know, they're saying Richie and Dummett. Obviously, they're not going to get picked by kids.
Well, what I'm
think,
saying, what I'm trying to tell you is, Derek, that
they'll be gone this season.
if you look at your bench, has to have players that you bring in. Eddie does not bring them in. All he does is extend their contract, but he doesn't play them.
No, we needed Dummett for the homegrown
Yeah.
quarter thing for the Champions League, and Richie as well.
Yeah.
Let me ask, because
This one.
neutral football fan, he's been asking this question. I apologize, neutral football fan, for but I did start it that way I remember it. And let's get right down to it. I know Paul has a suggestion. I know Derek has his thoughts, and Roy as well. I personally, when the question is, can someone tell me the situation on Lewis Hall? I don't think he rates him. I will agree, and Paul has been right on a lot of things. He said that Carlos was going to start. Somebody told him his little fly in the locker room told him that, and so he was right because he told us in the chat. So now, with that being said, I don't think he rates him, and I do agree to a certain extent that he might have some attitude problems that he needs to fix. So, Paul, give it, because you've said it before, but just tell us again what you think, and then we're going to go down the line.
Well, like I said, the thing I've been told about Hall, in particular to him as a person, is that he's very lax with timing. That pisses ID off. He's late for training. His attitude apparently stinks. He's first out. You know, his commitment isn't there as much. I'm not saying this is every day, but I've had this said to me a few times. And I agree with I can't remember who else said it, but I agree that I think this signing was much more of a Dan Ashworth signing than an Eddie Howe signing, and I just don't think he trusts him as well. On top of that, because you can have a player that has that attitude and get something out of them. I get that. Like, you know, players can have a bad attitude and still be an amazing player. Sometimes you've got to deal with the fact that they're a dickhead. It's just how it is, you know. There's plenty of people who've been horrible people but been great players. So, you know, you can deal with him being late and whatever if he's a great player. I get that. So it's not just that. I know. So I assume on top of that something Eddie Howe's seeing that we don't. He just doesn't trust him. Even though what we've seen, especially in the Man United game, I thought he was exceptional in that game. But there must be something stopping him. I don't know if it's trust or whatever. But as we've seen, I hate. We said this already, and so is Roy. I hate giving Klopp any credit because he does my bloody head in. But he's someone who trusts. I'll tell you right now, if Paul was at Liverpool, I think he'd be trusting him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roy.
Hull, I think he's gone in the summer.
Yeah.
Sorry, Derek, but I know your theory, but
No,
I saw him in a few games. I saw him in a few games. Nothing to do with the contracts or money or anything. He was shit. He was great in the Man U game, and then I saw the Dortmund game, and they took him off at half time.
Well, he took him off at half time because he got booked.
And that way he was just shit the whole game, man. He was like a headless chicken. He was a bit like Miggy-ish, but 10 years younger.
No.
I think
Hall will play for England.
Yeah.
And that's
no, but mate, Hall is about a year younger than Livermore.
Running this summer, we have an obligation to buy.
I wouldn't buy. I wouldn't spend the money. It's not my money anyway, but
yeah. Well, Billy Trey says that the situation with Hull is simple. We're obligated to legally buy him. Chelsea could have legal recourse if we tried and send him back. They have FFP issues and need the money, so that could be as well. And all of it can be. I mean, all of it can be. It can be because obviously, if Eddie wanted him, why wouldn't he use him? Well, you know what I mean. And now it's either he doesn't rate him or he's not going to give a player a platform if he doesn't behave or is a team player. Because if not, he's going to start losing the locker room quickly. And so all of these things could happen. Could be true as well. But yeah. So I guess we go. We got to call it off, Roy.
yeah, I can keep going, mate.
Well, we got 3 minutes. I thought you were going to say no. We got 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes. You know what I mean? So, but
I'm fucked anyway. I have to wake up in 5 hours, so it doesn't matter if it's 4 hours.
That is true. But I think the old man. I think the old man's companion is getting is you know what I mean? Yeah.
Sleepy.
She's always awake, man. That's the thing. She's always awake.
She's always blown and ready.
Yeah, she's always awake and ready, man. You know what I mean? That's the good thing. I love it.
You can get some of them. You can put a battery in them, and they can speak.
Well, you would know.
Come on, Derek, give it to me. Come on, Derek.
When with AI, you can do all, man. You can actually put Scarlett Johansson's voice.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't get me started with Scarlett.
No.
With the Black Widow outfit. Go on. Yeah.
Hey, listen, we've had an amazing show, fellas. Thank you. This is the first ever.
The best thing to come out of Sweden since Volvo. Scarlett Johansson. Oh, she's Danish, no?
Oh, she's from somewhere. Anyways, we had a cracking show. I appreciate your support. Please smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new to the show. We have shows every day. This is the first ever of the four Maxketeers with Paul, Roy, and the Mighty Win. And we came out of nowhere, really. We weren't going to start it today, but we had to talk about this. Tomorrow we got the NUFC Insiders debate panel. It might get rowdy. And also we're going to talk about the obviously do a little bit of the preview of Newcastle and Blackburn, or Blackburn versus Newcastle away. How far is Blackburn from Newcastle?
2 hours.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad for the fans.
I've been, and it was one of my favorite grounds.
Yeah.
Especially that pub that was only like 100 yards away.
Of course.
I was so shit faced, and Martins did the flip, and I was 3-4 meters away.
Yeah. Well,
and it was -6.
And also we share an idol, Alan Shearer. He should be in the stands. Why not? I mean, but I don't think he might. Alan Shearer, you didn't know? Come on, man.
I forgot he played for them. Well, he won the league with them.
And also Shay Given.
Yeah.
Right?
Was he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. What the hell?
I'll tell you who else. There's a few more.
There's a few more, but I remember when Blackburn were in the Premier League earlier 2000s. I mean, it's well maybe
David?
when I started playing FIFA, I used to play.
Doug,
I used to battle Blackburn.
Leash.
Douglas.
Yeah,
Oh,
I-
Bleach.
Mate,
Kenny.
remember my last memory of Blackburn was when Joe Barton punched that guy in the chest.
Now, are Blackburn
It's
in the
fucking
championship, or are they below that?
Championship.
championship. Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of good. You know what? Before we go,
I think they're on par level with the Mackhams.
I want to go to the just to see because when I was starting playing PlayStation, there were a lot of teams that I got accustomed to that obviously right now they're not QPR, a team that I used to, obviously we're in the Premier League, obviously not Stoke City as well. Stoke
QPR
City,
is one of the reasons why FFP is good.
Birmingham.
Yeah.
Remember. Well, Middlesbrough. We don't have a rival in Premier League, man. I don't think we're gonna have one for a long time. Norwich City as well. Hull City. Nobody play for Hull City.
I can't stand Hull.
You can't. West
we
Bromwich.
went down, and remember that stupid Mackham coach they had, and with the orange fucking skin, and he started singing. Fucking twat.
Yeah. Anyways, I didn't see like Derby County.
Derby's
or
the league. They dropped
the
again
bottom.
last season. No. I think they're in League One.
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
They went down with Rooney, didn't they? They went down with.
Oh,
Rooney.
that's Birmingham. That's Birmingham.
No, Derby.
Derby.
Derby-
Rooney.
With Rooney last year. Oh, they had point deduction as well.
Oh my goodness. Anyways,
And actually, Rooney paid them, I think, a week's wages for the whole team.
yeah.
At one point from his own.
But anyways, we gotta go. Tomorrow we'll be back again. So appreciate your support. Of course, subscribe, like, and do all that jazz. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.
Arrivederci.